Hey guys, this is Benjamin Sharstein with GBS Farm, and a question I've been asked a lot lately is what makes a bird quality? Specifically, my black copper Marans that I have been breeding here on the farm. Quality is a wide range of different things, and the one thing I suggest to you guys is what quality means to you. What does it mean to you? To me, it's going to be what the bird, first off, if the bird has a standard, if it's close to standard. The second thing that gets overlooked a lot and is very big is what is the bird's temperament? Is he nice with the ladies? Is he aggressive with the ladies? Is he a good flock protector? And the most importantly is he good to you and your family if you have a family? Now, birds come in many different shapes and forms. It is all up to the breeder who breeds it to breed it to how he wants it. Now, you can go buy birds anywhere. You can go buy them at any of your local feed store, major feed store, online, hatching eggs, anything of that nature. But that doesn't mean it has quality. Now, that bird might be the best cuddler. It might be a great all-around bird, super nice to you guys. It might be a great one to have on the farm, a great addition. But that doesn't mean it has a great standard and great quality. Now, to me, I'm going to go into a few things with you. And so as you can see here, I have my black copper Marans, my young cockerel. He is a very big part of this breeding flock here at GBS Farms. And I have a crested cream leg bar rooster. Now, both of these birds have major qualities, really good qualities. Now, the black copper Marans has a standard, so automatically it has to fit in that standard, and that gets a great quality. That's a great quality for a bird to fit in that standard. The cream leg bar, on the other hand, does not have a standard. It's not recognized by the American Poultry Association. So those vary a little bit, and it's up to the breeder how they like their birds. Now, I'll go in with this cream leg bar first for you guys. Now, the cream leg bars, since they don't have a standard, there are wide things you can get with these birds. As you can see here, one thing, he's not too excited about me holding him, but one thing I'm going to start off with standard is the crest. I want my birds to have a crest. I'm sorry, guys. Grace is making me laugh. My brother's making me laugh. He's recording this. Now, your birds it is all up to the breeder yourself. So the first thing I'm going to start off with this breed is this crest. It's in the name itself. It's a crested cream leg bar. So as you can see, little Russ sports his crest, so he checks that off. Next is going to be this high comb. Most cream leg bars you see have a high comb, and he clearly has that high comb, high single comb. Now, automatically, he doesn't have any things going off the side. You can get a good look at that crown, you could call it, the comb, you'd call it. Automatically a good bird. Now, earlobes, he's got pretty colored earlobes. That a lot of times means that your birds are going to lay eggs. Now, I would show you this one, but he's been in a little fight, so he's been scratched up. Next, I'm going to look at his coloring. These birds vary. They're a mix of 4 birds, so not a single bird you could say will be the same. As you can see, he has this super cool brown coloring in his wings. His saddle feathers are very pretty coloring. He has a green sheen to him. He's got higher tail feathers, and he's got amazing cackle feathers. So already this bird, it fits the standard. You could say now, to you, this bird might not fit the standard because maybe you don't want a single comb. Maybe you don't want this crest on them. And that's all up to the breeder that you buy the chickens from. But for me, I will breed with the crest and these qualities. Second is this bird is not a huge bird. It's a medium-sized bird to a large-sized bird. It's not going to be your size of your Marans. So I'm going to make sure that this bird is not small. He's a nice sized bird. Now this bird, you might say he looks small right now, and that's because he is smaller. He's young. He's He's a little over 4 months old. But one thing I'm going to look at is how he stands. Is he a nice stander? If you watch cream leg bars, a lot of times they keep their tail up a lot. And so that's one thing that I like about them, that I will read about, and you can tell he's not too excited. The last thing that I'm going to look in my breeding flock is this bird nice? Now, Little Russ, which is his name, has been a little aggressive sometimes. And it's a lot of times cream leg bar, the breed itself, can get very aggressive at the young. They're figuring out where they stand with you. And that's what a lot of roosters go through at this stage. They want to tempt you. They want to bite you. They want to see who's boss. But it's your job to treat him with respect and show him that that is not the way we do it. So I can show you a little thing on how to get your bird down. This is how I treat all aggressive roosters. So you want their feet to be laying down like this, and you're going to push the bird down. He's going to be comfortably sitting down. As you can see, I'm not hurting him. What you can do is you can grab right here and push down like this. This is like a hen mounting him. That's not a necessity, though. What I would do is I always make sure to pet. I touch the comb, the wattles. I prove to him that I am in control of him. Now you can see he turned around to try to bite, but that is something that I am not going to allow him to do. If he bites, he gets to be held longer. I make sure to touch all these places around here that might be sensitive to him to prove to him that I am in control. Now, eventually after this, he really likes it. He starts to fall asleep. But overall, I would consider this bird a very nice quality bird. I think if we can get his aggression working out, he will be a great quality bird to have in the breeding flock as our main breeding rooster. You can see how he walks away. And this is how they a lot of times will stand. This V shape in their body. An amazing breed. Now to this really big breed that has become popular with a lot of breeders. This is a breed that needs a lot of work. It's a big, large, dual-purpose bird. It lays some of the prettiest eggs you can find on the market. And this breed is called the Marans. Marans. Now first, what I'd like to bring you attention to is their feet need to be white. Rather than his dirty feet, his feet are white right here. He needs this slate coloring legs. Slate and pink coloring legs. He doesn't have as much pink, but that is something we can work with in the breeding generations to come. In America, now in Britain, the standard is a clean leg. Now by clean, no feathers around his leg, down his leg. But in America, clean are recognized and feathered. So my breeding flock is bred for feathers. That's how I've always seen them. That's how I want to continue looking at them. Next is a big thing about the black copper Marans. Let me see if I can get a good grip on this guy. He's really big than what he used to be. Next is his face is what I'm going to look at. As you can see, he has everything in a breeding rooster I would want. A slight curve. This slight curve, not a big curve. Red comb, red wattles, red earlobes, and red around the outside. A red face overall. That's a big quality you're going to be looking for in the Marans. Next, I'm going to look at his eyes. Now, this is one thing that this breeding flock needs to be worked on, and I have breeding flock coming in that will help with this down the lines. His eye. It's not a dark color like most would want to be to that standard. Now, it's hard to say because this is my only breeding rooster that I have. Sorry, I don't want him to get all anxious. Stop. You can see he's not too excited about this. Okay. Okay. So, as that's not great. Now, it can be worked around. It can be, if this bird overall has a great inspection, and that is one thing I see. With breeding, you always don't get a perfect bird. You have birds all along the lines. Now, this bird and a few of his, a few hens in the flock have come from show quality breeding lines. So his parents are very close and very good to show quality. So what I am going to do is I'm going to work with him. I'm going to work with the hens I have with him, the hens that I got with him. I'm going to work with them. I have other hens that have darker eyes, and that is what I'm going to work with. I'm going to get this bird back to that darker shade within generations to come. If you look at his comb, he has nothing coming out of his comb, which is very good. That's what your standard wants. He sports this amazing single comb. That's what you want. Now, if you have a bird that has a pea comb, it's more than likely an olive egger. Many people breed their Marans to Americanas to get olive eggers, and cream leg bars to make olive eggers. Now, your cream leg bar and your Americana, you're going to be able to distinguish a little bit better because of the comb. If it's dominant, the bird will have a pea comb. If it's not dominant, however, the bird's going to have, it'll be recessive in the bird. So you might get this, but I know this bird comes from great lines, and so I'm not worried about him being an olive egger at all. And I know the egg color he came from. Second, with the Marans that I would look at is if you hatch these eggs, what egg color did this bird come from? This bird came from 7s to 9s. So he is a great bird. So that means whatever egg shade he did exactly come from, I think it was 7s to 9s, or I know for sure it's in that range. He's going to more than likely pass that dark coloring down to his generations. So I could take a hen that might lay a 5 or a 6, breed him here, and hypothetically, we can get many generations to come with that color. Now, for coloring, this bird has these amazing hackle feathers. They're like gold, but what you would say they are is they're red. He's got amazing red hackle feathers. Look down to here. We've got amazing, if I can pick them up, amazing red saddle feathers. And on, down his saddle. His wing, you could consider a wing shield, what it looks like, red, all down. Now, I don't want this bird to freak out on me, Rover to freak out. Now, if you look at his chest, it's black. We have a little bit of leakage, but that is something we can breed out of this breed here on GBS Farms. And of course, he's getting nice long tail feathers. Now, this bird's not going to have extremely long tail feathers. It's not going to have a tail feather like a phoenix, but he's going to have at least some to get up there and look good. Now, rather than this, I want to show you the stance of this bird. Now, the stance is a very big one. It's, as you can see, look back at the cream leg bar. His stance is quite a V. And so the Marans actually want a more V stance than anything. So, I'm going to put my bird down. And I'm going to let him walk. And he'll probably run back to his ladies. And you can look at this stance. Now, it's a V stance, you could say. If he would get out of my, if this would get in my way. He's got a nice low chest. Well, there he goes. But I'll look at this hen while we're here. Hold on, Kristen. Hold on, guys. Let me get a hen that I like. Okay. Nope. Well. I'm gonna pull this hen right here that I really like. Now this hen comes from a different breeding stock than my rooster, which makes her very valuable to my breeding stock. So now let's look down here. Legs, feathered. She does have quite a heavy feathered leg, but I'm not complaining about it. Feet are white. They're just muddy right now. You can see down right here in the toes. Just muddy right now. This bird, for hens, they sport the red and their hackle feathers up here. These feathers right here. And it's all iridescent black down. So if you look, we've got the iridescent black down. We have no leakage on this bird, which is amazing. Leakage would be if there's a red feather in here. I'm sorry. I'm not hurting them, guys. I'm trying to keep them situated. Leakage would what you'd say if you had a blue, if you had a red, a different odd colored feather somewhere. You can see she's not too excited. If we look at this comb, an amazing high comb. It has no stuff around it. I'm pulling on it, but overall, an amazing high comb. I really like. She's got a red face. She's got the wattles, the red, the ears. And now her eyes, if you look, they're noticeably darker than my males. So when you breed this beautiful lady back to my male, overall, you should get a darker eye color. Now that she's done with me. Now, after that, you can see quality. My male and female both make a lot of quality. They have amazing quality. As you can see, this is... Okay, look back. Okay, that is amazing. Let me go break this up real quick. It's not all great all the time. Okay, I'm sorry you guys had to see that. So what that is shown there is that is a mating. Our black copper Marans boy wanted to mate with her and she wasn't having it, so a little aggression was shown. Now overall, that is what I would consider quality. My black copper Marans rooster, amazing quality overall. You could say he does have the eyes don't fit, a little leakage. Out of 100, I give him a 90. Cream Lake Bar Rooster, the Crest Cream Lake Bar, he's going to get 100 out of it because he has no standard. So it's all up to me on how I want the standard. Now his personality, he's a little bit more aggressive, but as I work with him, it should be able to get down. And now with that hen, she's not a very personable hen, but overall her standard's very decent. And I'd rank her at an 80 out of 100. So, like that is some quality characteristics I like and how I pick a breeding rooster and hen to go in my stock.